Week 14 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I look to drop this week. The first guy, Michael Kopech of the Chicago White Sox. So Kopech, it's been an up and down season here for him. In the early going, it wasn't good, and then the last few weeks here, he's pitching good baseball, but now he's on the injury list, is Kopech, and he's going to be out for a decent amount of time, I believe here. Inflamed shoulder injury on his pitching arm, so right now that's not a good sign, especially with the shoulder. And like I said, he's probably going to be at least out a month and a half, so there's no reason to really hold on to him on the year. 86 innings, 3-7 record, 97 Ks, 4.08 ERA, a 1.36 whip, and 5 quality starts in the last month before he went down. He was pitching great, no doubt about it. 0-2 record in the time, 24 and a third, 27 Ks, a 2.96 ERA, 1.64 whip, and a quality start. So right now the shoulder injury definitely is a concern, in my opinion, here for Michael Kopech. And we don't know when he's going to come back at all, if at all, this season. If it's the worst case scenario, obviously. The last few games before he went down anyway weren't great outings. June 16th in Seattle, 4 1/3 in that one. 6 hits, a run, 6 walks, 4 Ks. June 21st versus the Rangers, 4 innings, got the loss in that ball game. 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. And June 27th at the Angels, 4 innings, got the loss. 4 hits, 2 runs, 7 walks, 3 Ks. So the ERA definitely was down in the last month, under a 3, but walking the ballpark Kopech was definitely a huge problem with 16 walks in his last 3 outings. And that could obviously be why he was walking guys, because of the shoulder inflammation. So right now, with the injury and his performances weren't eye-popping, there's no reason to hold on to him. And he's still owned in 42% of fantasy leagues, but I would drop him this week. The next pitcher, Julio Teheran of the Milwaukee Brewers. So Teheran, he got off to a good start the first few weeks here with this Brewer team, but now the last 2 outings have been a little shaky for Teheran. On the season, 47 innings, 2-3 record, 32 strikeouts, 3.25 ERA, and a 0.98 whip with 4 quality starts. And over the last couple weeks here, numbers haven't been that good for Teheran either. 16 2/3, 0-1 record, 12 strikeouts, a 6.91 ERA, and a 1.34 whip with no quality starts in the time. So right now, Teheran might have been back in the big leagues. Not a lot of people have seen him in the change of repertoire, is why he was off to a good start in the first month returning to the bigs after 3 years in independent ball or wherever else he was playing. So the last few games here for Teheran, June 21st versus Arizona, 5 innings in that one, 2 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 3 Ks. June 27th at the Mets, 5 2/3, got the loss, 7 hits, 7 runs, 2 Ks in that one. And then July 3rd yesterday, 6 innings in that one, no decision. 9 hits, 6 runs, a walk, 7 Ks. So Teheran, we know he's not really much of a strikeout pitcher. Even when he was an ace for the Atlanta Braves, he wasn't. And right now, he hasn't had a quality start in his last 3 outings. Teams are starting to pick up on him a little bit more. And it was good while it lasted. But right now, 10, 12-team leagues, I would drop Teheran this week. The next pitcher, Drew Smyly of the Chicago Cubs. So Smyly, it's been an up and down type of year, but he's not going deep into games really of late here. And it's been a pattern, 1 good game and 1 bad game for Smyly on the year. 90 innings, 7-5 record, 76 strikeouts, a 4.16 ERA, a 1.29 whip, and 5 quality starts in the time. But over the last month of the season, it's not been good here for Smyly. 29 2/3, 2-3 record, 23 strikeouts, 6.11 ERA, 1.92 whip, and a quality start in the time. So the ERA's ballooned up. He's still only 50% of fantasy leagues. But like I said, he's not going deep into games here, Smyly. He's not really winning ball games. And he's only went 6 innings twice now since May 23rd, which is not a good sign as well. So June 19th at the Pirates, 5 innings, got the win. 3 hits, no runs, 5 walks, 4 Ks. June 28th versus the Phillies, 3 2/3, got the loss. 9 hits, 7 runs, a walk, 2 Ks. And July 3rd in Milwaukee, 3 2/3 in that one. No decision, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. So in that ball game, the Cubs got off to a 6-0 lead, and they blew the ball game and lost 8-6. Smyly couldn't even complete 5 innings in that ball game. So maybe there's an injury, or maybe he just doesn't have it now with Smyly, and he's hitting a slump. But right now, well, he's not doing much of anything for fantasy owners, and still only 50% of fantasy leagues. He's a pitcher I would drop this week. The next pitcher, Logan Allen of the Cleveland Guardians. I thought Logan Allen did a pretty decent job in his first few months here in the major leagues, but now they've sent him down to the minors And like I said, the numbers were pretty solid. 62 in a third, 3-2 record, 63 Ks, a 3.47 ERA, 1.44 whip and 4 quality starts. So he was getting a strikeout in an inning. His Allen to have an ERA under a 4 is pretty solid, especially in the American League. But the only problem, obviously, they're looking at his innings limit a little bit here. This Guardian team was, and Gavin Williams was ready, and they'd rather have Savall in the rotation as well, who they brought back, and Quantrill as well over the last few weeks. So Allen, like I said, I thought it was pretty decent, but the last 3 outings, he really didn't do much, and they didn't even let him go deep into the games. June 15th at the Padres, 3 innings in that one. No decision, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 2 Ks. June 22nd versus the A's in that one. 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 5 Ks. And June 28th in that one, 3 2/3, no decision at the Royals. 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. So Allen, strikeouts were pretty decent, I thought. He could went a little deeper in games, but I think he'll be back in this rotation sooner than later, or maybe even after the All-Star break. And I just wanted to give him a little bit of rest and take it easy in the minors. So right now, while he's in the minor leagues, there's no reason to hold on to Allen. And the 5th and final pitcher I'd look to drop this week is his teammate Triston McKenzie of the Cleveland Guardians. So McKenzie's been on the IL now for a little bit with the elbow injury, and he's trying to rehab it and come back, but I just don't think it looks good. And now the latest report here is another 3 weeks they're shutting him down for. So by the time he gets going, say if he's healthy, that takes you about to August. And by the time he gets through rehab and stuff, it'll get to September. So right now, McKenzie's not really a hold for me. It's very surprising to me that he's still owned right now in still 77% of fantasy leagues. Because like I said, by the time he comes back and gets on the field, it's going to be September. And the Guardians, we don't know what type of team they'll be by then. If he's in the race right now and be a team. So even if McKenzie comes back in September, I don't think he's really worth a hold on your injury list this weekend. I know he's a great talent, but this season's pretty much been a lost season, unfortunately, where he's been injured to start the year, got hurt, had to shut him down for a few months, and now over the last few weeks he hasn't tried to rest and then throw again, but it just hasn't happened here for McKenzie. So right now, with a lot of factors against him, and a best case scenario right now is September return or mid-August, I don't think he's really a pitcher I would hold on to this week. So that's a few pitchers I look to drop here in Week 14 of the fantasy baseball season.